What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, fellow co-creators? Thank you guys so much for tuning into another session. All right, so last time, everybody teleported back to Alucardia from High Oak Forest with the monastery itself. Now, as you see, the walls in the courtyard of the monastery did not get teleported, but the monastery itself has literally been teleported, miles and miles and miles from the big continent all the way to the island of Alucardia. Now, upon arrival, Behemoth and Ozzy are not feeling too well from the trip. It is like summoning sickness times 10. They are taking a little bit of like necrotic, like sickness, poison damage, pretty much. Excuse me. And Kai, the main man, is the only one who survived like the travel successfully and like made the jump with no harm or damage. Give me some. Because
you couldn't see what was going on.
Couldn't see it.
Right.
It was crazy shit.
Didn't get the vertigo.
They didn't.
Start now.
See, attributes, benefits to being blind.
It's funny.
It's so true. Like how I described it. Okay? Now, Terrag, however, he was not safe within the barrier of the spell. No. He was on a little Terrag mission after some high oak bark to make some armor, because his armor class is wimpy. And Theo told him, yo, this spell takes a certain time for me to like do, right? So like when I start it cannot be interrupted, otherwise bad shit happens, 1, okay? 2, if you're not within the spell, when it like happens, bad shit's gonna happen, okay? And Terrag...
Actually, what he said was, we are not sure what will happen. That's what he said.
It's going to be bad. Okay? With this much magical energy, it could be bad. Okay? And it is bad. Okay?
And Behemoth pops off. 10 minutes, charcoal.
Now, 10 minutes was the allotted time, and Terrag made it like within, it was like 30 feet or something like that of the door. And you like did your thorn whip in your cool I am Groot form, and like got to the door, and you did make it back to Alucardia. Your body is laying down out front there. You are still in your tree form, and you are smoldering to a crisp. Kai did try to come check on you, and to the touch, your body is like just singed like a burning like piece of wood if you would grab it out of the fireplace. Okay, and it's not looking so good. And he's not really sure what happened past that. The only thing he can tell is that there's a big crack within the soul shard that is housing Abaddon. Mm-hmm. And he has decided that since these two are sick, you're not doing too good, Theo can't get radioed with the other sending stone, best option is to head back into town. So, Kai, you are on your way back into town. But, Terrag, we're going to start with you. Make a wisdom check. Yeah, make a wisdom check.
18.
Okay. As you kind of wake up, you know you're in your soul state, okay? Soul, can kind of realm, right? And make a death saving throw. First one.
Ooh, that's not good. That is I think it was, land on the 6.
Land on the 6?
Yeah.
Ouch. That's going to be a fail.
Dare come out of there. Abaddon.
As you are waking up and in your soul state, you can tell you're hurting and your body is not doing too good, and you're in need of some sort of miracle or help or something like that if you're going to make it. As you have failed your first saving throw. Now, as you're in there, you all of a sudden hear the Abaddon chuckle.
Oh, Terrag, it's been a while, hasn't it? Oh, have you missed me?
Hasn't been long enough.
That's what I was thinking. That's a good answer.
Haven't missed you.
I'd give him the finger with my left arm if I had it.
Since you're in this state, you're semi-aware of what is going on currently, yes?
It was worth mentioning.
Sure.
Let's just say you're fucked up. Now, do you remember what happened when we bridged the gap and got here into Alucardia? Let me inform you and refresh the memory.
You know how the word works?
As Theo performed this spell, along with some other form of magic I'm not yet well aware of, to transfer the monastery here to Alucardia, it would take a quite big bit of energy to do such. And you see, this obsidian shard that I'm housed in, yes, this temporal prison, you see, it acts as a conduit for this energy. And as you are in the crossing of the spell and not safe within the realm of it, all of the energy rebounded off of the soul shard. Now, that is why you have a crack in your chest. This allowed me to...
And you start realizing the bars that Abaddon's housed in aren't like, they're cracked too. And like the whole prison that he's like in the city, and everything is looking like it's like breaking pretty much.
This allowed me to seize my moment as I engulfed your entire body in hellfire.
So, yeah, Abaddon's pretty much just saying that he roasted you as soon as you guys like made it here before. Anybody made it out, like pretty much that very second you got completely roasted from like within, pretty much internally out, and that's why you're really not doing so well. Now, what would you like to do? Say anything after learning this kind of stuff?
Interesting. Very interesting.
I do have one question.
You shall surely die, for I will be strong enough to engulf your body again in hellfire. And once you're dead, I can then jump vessels. And if your friend brings me someone better, so be it. I will then take their body, for no one can resist me.
Interesting.
Do I hear this?
Oh no, this is
Very
happening in
interesting.
his soul.
So as Abaddon kind of explains to Terrag what happened to him as they made this transition to Alucardia from High Oak Forest, and how pretty much this crazy amount of magical energy Abaddon was able to use pretty much as a conduit with the soul shard embedded in Terrag's chest, and all of that magical energy pretty much went directly into it, allowing the soul shard to get damaged and cracked, thus making Abaddon able to pretty much roast Terrag with hellfire from within his body outward. And as he explains this kind of stuff, we then jump back over to Kai, who is hightailing it to Castle Mars to try to get some help for his friends. And upon his running, I actually did time him. He had 5 minutes to find help pretty much, otherwise Terrag was gonna die. And I did actually time him, and pretty much he's running, and I wanted his turn action to be very, very rapid. And he actually comes up upon Master Bendu with some vampiric forces rushing towards them as well. And upon seeing him, here's how Kai kind of decided to handle the situation.
I'm gonna use one key.
Brayden, you're gonna have to
I'm gonna
do
use one key, step of the
characters,
wind. One key, step of the wind. Step of the wind, step of the wind. I jump times 2. My movement is 30, so can I
Okay.
jump to 60?
You still have key left over?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, beast.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50. I'm there.
You jumped that whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you see them.
That was
It's kind of
epic.
like doing one of these like jump, leap in the air, twirling like 360
That was
spins.
like straight epic.
And you
Good
land
job.
right in front of Master Bendu, okay? It's been 1 minute and 38 seconds of you hauling mad booty, and you feel the surge of energy as you hit
Like,
level 5, and you're
nail
like,
it.
I am the man! Now, as Master Bendu gets to you, Kai, we were just running out for the monastery. Is everyone alright? Where are the others?
People dead now. Go. Come on.
Okay, let's go.
Get it, go.
Move everyone. Their movement is limited for this scenario to Kai's movement. So you help move people all the way up to where, as far as you can move, Kai.
So his regular movement, like 30?
Yeah, there's regular
Okay.
movement.
Yeah, just clarifying.
Yep. Yeah, they don't get key movement bonuses. Good
Yeah.
clarification. Good clarification. It's okay. Worry about it later. Dun 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 dun. Okay. As you're running, Master Bendu's talking to you. What has happened? And you're talking. You're kind of running side by side, Naruto status. You know what I mean? Okay. So like,
Terrag, he's like dissolving. I don't really know what happened.
What do you mean dissolving?
He's in its tree form and he's like burning or something, and it's killing him. And there's like a huge crack in his shield, which means like evil man about to come out of his body and kill us all.
Was he within the temple when you guys got here?
No, he wanted armor, bro.
Oh my goodness! Theo even told y'all specifically to be within the barrier field when the teleportation happened.
Too much talking, not enough running.
Yeah, too much talking now.
Turn again.
Other 2 people are dying. Come on.
10 minutes charcoal.
Turn again. 3 minutes have passed. As you and everyone's coming. Okay, I have people here, but we can only do so much. We brought basic healing potions and things like that. I must radio for Euphora. He kind of calls over to Construct, right here. Construct! I need you to get Euphora out here ASAP. And Construct runs back. Okay? And so he's running back to get Euphora. Euphora again is for, apothecary plus and stuff. So you guys are running. Your turn again to
Can I
move.
use my time 2? Do they all do my times 2 jump with me?
Nope, it's
No.
just you. Master Bendu hands you a health potion. Here, if anything, get this to him, for you can use another Kipu. 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 Use your Kipu!
You gave me. He doesn't get to finish it because he's so quick. Now he's
So I get to go
going.
again?
Yeah, it's your turn. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's you. You have a health potion in hand.
Health
to show off the
potion.
butt.
Health potion.
Okay, roll.
Does that pause?
No.
No.
Roll.
Roll what?
For the help, for a greater
No.
healing potion.
I don't have
44
a-
plus 4.
44 plus 4.
One pyramid. There you go. 1. 4.
7.
Okay.
7.
Add that to whatever you're at currently now, Terrag.
Well, I was at my full, but now I'm at 0, right? Is what you're telling me?
What's up?
I was at full when I got here.
Oh, we didn't say what you were at,
No,
like,
you
for
didn't.
damage and stuff like that? Okay. You're at negative half of what your max health total is.
Got it. So now I'm at negative 7, right?
Yeah.
So, as you can see, Terrag is definitely a little bit messed up. Luckily, Kai did get some health down and into his system, and he did recover some hit points. However, the Master Bendu tells him that they need to prepare for the worst. And as they overhear the sounds of Behemoth and Ozzy still throwing up from the vertigo of this transition to Alucardia from High Oak Forest, Master Bendu starts teaching Kai some basic shape manipulation using water techniques and water style. And he actually shows Kai, with his help, how they can kind of encapsulate Terrag's body in kind of a water bubble to kind of, prevent any further damage from the Hellfire and to help kind of nullify the effects if Abaddon so decides to roast Terrag again. Which, luckily for Terrag, Master Bendu and Kai successfully encapsulated him because Abaddon did roast or attempt to roast him again with Hellfire. He succeeded, but the water from this technique did nullify most of the damage, and Terrag was still all right. Pretty much after this happened, Euphora did arrive on scene with Construct, and she went straight to work, started, giving Terrag more potions, kind of doing a lotion bath, kind of bathing him in some different type of potions too, and after about 5-10 minutes of this, she realizes the severity and nature of this situation, and she reveals a very large vial of a very golden kind of sandy substance inside, and she reveals that this is a very, very powerful potion, as you are about to see.
And then she kind of grabs.
So we need some epoxy.
Okay.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still calling it charcoal.
And as she kind of reveals this one, everyone's over here. Everybody's kind of, over here at this point. Behemoth, you're still kind of crawling there. Blur's still kind of, or here, you're with Blur. And
Yeah, I'm with Blur.
That's a healing.
So am I up and all good now?
Oh, you're up. You're moving. You're moving,
Okay.
you're moving and stuff like that. You're feeling better. It's over. The sickness isn't kind of past. You're starting to feel good. So you
Now
stood up.
that's a healing potion.
And you all see Euphora bring out a very large, very, very, like in real life, purposes, this is like this big, like, her stance,
Oh my god.
And
Gosh,
it is a
dang.
very golden
Like a
style
bath.
potion,
See, now that's a healing potion. I don't know what you've been giving us.
I said something about saying that
That's the only how I'm going to say it too. So,
I heard it. We're good. Lost.
I heard that too.
and as she kind of sees it, you all see, she Starts to look at it and it starts to kind of do what it's doing.
It's trying.
It's kind of
Time is
moving.
kind of slow. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh,
That's the effect, man. That's the time lapse. Come on.
Thank you, though. That was what I was going for. So win. I mean,
Yeah, like,
if you said that
goal.
was fast, or like I would have been like, well, fuck me. But you know what I mean. I appreciate that.
No, that
And
was
then
awesome. That was beast.
You see her start shaking this thing violently after you guys all see this kind of glob of this weird sandy magic kind of start pooling through this potion. And you all see this, vibrantly mixed kind of, deal. And she kind of, Terrag, she kind of, grabs your head still a little bit down the throat. And she starts kind of just bathing, doing the kind of, lotion bath across your whole body.
Yeah.
Okay? And your body is literally like coated. It almost looks like it's been like sealed in like this weird magical gold sand dust. Okay, like not a inch, not a bit of you is like undripped upon. Like it looks like someone just took you, dumped you in this whole thing, and you're just dripping. You know what I mean? With this kind of goodness. Okay, everywhere. All right, I need y'all's help getting back to the castle as fast as we can. Master Bendu, I'm sure you can take care of everything else going on here. Of course you four, thank you for your help.
did you bring a sled?
No, you gotta carry him. He's gonna kind of drip in this weird kind of stuff and whatnot. Okay.
How are you carrying him? Is he still in his tree form?
Now he's still in the street.
Yeah.
Just take
Oh,
off Contra's
so-
cloak and direct.
So y'all just
It's gonna
carrying
take
people.
you three. No, like uno dos tres.
And as Euphora has successfully administered this potion to Terrag, the effects of the hellfire start to slow down and almost go in reverse. And this potion has literally pretty much sealed this negative energy, this necrotic energy, this bad juju damage within Terrag's body, and also has started healing his form as well. This potion is known as the Sands of Lost Time, and it's pretty wild, and I go into how Euphora got it here in a little bit as well, and a story for another time for sure. But as they, kind of see and realize everything going on, she informs them that they got to get him back to Castle Mars, and they got to go see what's going on and talk with Theo as well, and tell Theo first off that they successfully made it to Alucardia, and that 3 out of the 4 of them without really any damage. And so as they all kind of, start getting their bearings and start getting Terrag ready for transport back to Alucardia, luckily, finally at this point, Behemoth and Ozzy are no longer puking their guts out, and Blur has actually been revived again too and is doing well with Behemoth. And so they pretty much all get together and they pretty much all carry Terrag kind of across their backs about the last little over a mile into town. And as they kind of approach, they start, seeing some different things about Alucardia. It almost looks like it's been expanding a little bit, and that Thea has been kind of doing some new development throughout the kingdom itself as they kind of approach through the front gates.
As you're crossing the pillars back into town, everybody, Behemoth, you've caught up now and everything like that. Town is bustling. People are going about their business. Some people are kind of pausing to notice you guys for a moment, as y'all are kind of entering and whatnot, but only a moment, and they're kind of, about their business, doing their kind of things, and nothing really too serious, as far as like the attention that you guys are getting from the townsfolk and everybody else. They all have busy lives and people are kind of doing their stuff. There's no like grand welcome party. There's no celebration like when you guys go back from Chateau d'If or anything. And you guys are kind of making your way through town, and Euphoria's kind of leading you all. And with a purpose. And it almost takes you all a second, but like, Terrag, you're messed up. So, Ozzy, you wouldn't know the difference. Behemoth, Alucardia has grown, or Castle Mars has grown a little bit. The city itself is actually expanding. So, you're seeing some new buildings, some new shops. Seems like some different either homesteads and places are actually, now new from last time you were here, only about, a couple weeks ago. And as you guys are also, walking and getting closer to the castle, you realize the castle itself has not only grown, but is also under construction. And it looks like they are rebuilding the top of it now, and it has grown by, it seems, a completely new layer.
And upon seeing all of these nice and new advancements throughout the kingdom itself. They make their way to Castle Mars, where they find Neytiri standing guard at the front gate. And Neytiri informs them that Theo is resting right now, and that magical energy that Abaddon used and was able to kind of rebound back to Terrag, he also rebounded a portion of it back to Theo as well, and was able to deal some damage to King Theo. Now, she doesn't really go into detail any more of what that looks like to the party, but she lets them know that Theo is resting for the next couple hours, and that they should, use this time to maybe check out some of the different shops, get a bite to eat over at Lou's Tavern before they come back to the castle to meet up with Theo and hear about everything going on. And so she does notice, however, that Terrag is not doing the greatest, and she offers to have Terrag in one of their, pretty much waiting rooms in one of their rest stations in Theo's lab. That way he can continue healing as he is dripping from this Sands of Lost Time potion. And so they all agree. Terrag goes with Neytiri, and she takes him into the castle to rest. And the rest of them kind of go out throughout town to kind of get some shopping on and to kind of see what they can learn about the expansions throughout this kingdom.
Alright, so the colored shop so far right there on the very end, yep, that is Ursos Artos shop. Right next door is Euphoria's shop.
And what does he do?
That's right.
So Ursos Artos, so his is Gems and Glory. That is the name of his shop, is Gems and Glory. He kind of, inspects all the different high value gems that come out of the mines of Moro here in Alucardia. And he also knows about gems, and then he also is an artificer himself, and he sells a lot of magical enchanted items and gear. It could be armor, it could be weapons, staffs, it could be all different weird other kind of, obscure potions, cloaks, just weird different enchanted items. That's his shop. Next door, you have Euphoria's shop, and she's Drugs and Apothecary. Okay, Apothecary Plus is the shop name. And she deals with all of the different elements you would actually maybe need to either conjure spells or make your own type of healing potions. She has all the different other potions you could imagine and need. She's the potion go-to lady, as you all just kind of saw and she demonstrated with Terrag. Then we have Lou's Tavern. Obviously, it's the tavern, food, drink, rest. The little cottages behind Lou's Tavern are Lou's as well. He rents those out in the evenings. Then Alucardian Inc. is the enchanted tattoo artificer shop ran by Akpu and Inoki. And they are twins, and they do magical tattoos. And then the smith shop, the armory, is ran by Cryptera. And it's Cryptera's wares. Crypt like the crypts,
I think it's
the gang?
No, underground.
Tales of the Crypt.
Like CRYPT.
Underneath catacombs.
I was kidding!
See, now, dadgummit, I'm frustrated with myself because I wrote it down and I wasn't sure if I was right. It's right there.
Right.
you were questioning yourself?
I was questioning myself because I was like, is that exactly what I
No,
wrote?
Cryptera.
So that is the third.
Cryptera's Wares
All right.
is her shop name, if you're curious.
Yep.
And as what you guys, that's pretty much the shops that are of importance at the moment.
And so after everyone's quick refresher course on all the shops that are in Alucardia and where they are all located, everybody kind of set out to go and start seeing what they could find, grab, trade, and do. And Terrag went to bed. So he's resting, he's kind of having some wrestling and some conversations with Abaddon. And we go to Behemoth, who runs over to Cryptera's wares because Behemoth knows that our deceased leprechaun was having a blunderbuss-style shotgun being made for him over at Cryptera's Wares, and it should be completed at this point. And as Behemoth steps into Cryptera's shop and inquiries about the blunderbuss, Cryptera inquiries about the leprechaun. And Behemoth informs her that he made some really bad decisions with some werewolves, and he will no longer be around. And he is curious if he could potentially have this blunderbuss attached to his arm since Behemoth lost his left arm in combat with Varen von Vile. Now, Cryptera is always up for a challenge, but she informs him that this style of weapon is very rare as far as just there's not very many people throughout the entire realm who even know about this style of weapon and or how to use it. And so she informs him that Theo really said only for this leprechaun that this weapon could be given to, and since he's dead, Cryptera is probably just going to hold on to it for a while. However, she can definitely help Behemoth in making and manufacturing a metal arm for him to use, kind of a steampunk style arm, in combat, for he, like I said, lost his in High Oak Forest. And she tells him that it'd take, a day or so to kind of work up some different ideas, and also that she has an idea that she wants to pass by Theo as well. And so Behemoth kind of leaves the shop, lets her, hit the drawing boards, and he goes over into Lou's Tavern where he meets up with Ozzy and Kai. And they are both talking with Lou and finding out some things about what's kind of been going on throughout the, the kingdom, and also they're asking about these cinder spider eggs that Ursos Arctos enjoys so much. And Lou informs them that unfortunately his hunters have not come back yet with a new fresh load of these cinder spider eggs, and he is fresh out. And so Ozzy and Behemoth actually offer, and they're curious if Lou would be willing to pay them if they went out and got some cinder spider eggs themselves. Lou, of course, is happy to do so and is looking forward to having some more cinder spider eggs in the shop. So they make haste and they head out of town to go try and find a magma spider nest and find some cinder spider eggs. So they go out and kind of venture there. Kai, really not too much about this mission. He kind of wants some time by himself and kind of realizes, my monastery is now here in Alucardia. Why don't I take this opportunity to go talk with Master Bendu, learn a little bit more about the monks, where I come from, and also see if he can train me how to use some more of those water bending techniques, because encapsulating Terrag in a bubble is pretty badass. So he goes out to seek out Master Bendu. The others go off on a little kind of quest of their own, and we jump back after a couple hours actually to the castle where Terrag is just now waking up, and he sees, to his surprise, the face of Theo standing over him, and Theo seems to be awake as well.
Am I with you? That's a good question. I don't know what's real and what's not real right now.
That's a very understandable question. Let me assure you that I'm real, this is real, you are awake, and you are here back in Castle Mars. How do you physically feel?
Like I've been rolled wet and way hard.
Okay.
It's rough. You see your, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but you are still in your tree form. And you kind of look down and you see that you're still in your weird.
I got work.
Maybe you should return to your normal form.
I would suggest you staying in this form for the time being. Make an intelligence check in your group form.
No. Not that.
Okay. You hear everything. You're getting the message loud and clear. I'm very glad to see you and happy that you are still with us. I'm incredibly sorry for what happened with transferring the monastery here. However, I tried to warn you that it was unforeseen what could happen if you did not make it back, and I believe that Abaddon somehow used the temporal soul shard as a conduit for the magical energy of the spell. And as he's saying this stuff, you kind of look down, and the hand that Theo has, the gauntlet and all his rings on, the ring that had the blue ring that you formerly saw back in High Oak Forest that he teleported Master Bendu, the orb, and his dad back home with, that ring is gone. And that whole finger looks like it has been almost like burned to a crisp, kind of like your body was. Some magical things, and you kind of see him just kind of touch his hand for a second and kind of put his hand back to his side. Leave magical scars. I'm sorry, but the shard, the crack in your shard is beyond my fixing. I have a potential proposition, but I'd rather discuss it with you and your companions together. As far as your being alive, you are alive, and I'd rather you stay that way for, I'm not sure if you're aware, but if Abaddon were to escape, it'd be by you dying. The prison would then weaken, and he would then have his will to transfer and completely possess a being within range. Now, it is limited. If you were to die, Abaddon can only transfer 100 feet in any direction and try to find a living organism to possess and take over. So we know that he was definitely trying to weaken you, and I do apologize for what happened. To ensure that it wouldn't happen again, like I said, I wish to discuss things with your friends. I hope that you would stay healthy and keep your health at a very high total if you can. Currently, you're about 10 hit points away from max, okay? Keep up with the health potions, my friend, and Theo offers you 4 greater health potions. And Euphora has something for you as well. And Euphora kind of walks in the room from the stairs, from the enchanted stairs that cover your range. Hello, Terrag, how are you feeling?
Better than I was when you first saw me.
I appreciate that. Well, you've always been kind to my shop and to me, especially when my husband passed. In doing so, I would like to give you this. It is a very potent toxin. It's a very small, cute little vial. Very, very dark blue, kind of weird, liquid. She kind of offers it and hands it to you. It is a very rare mixture, and it is a poison in itself. If you feel like your health is running low, but to a point where you can still maintain and hold on, take it, and it will poison Abaddon worse than it will poison you. It should at least slow him down if you were to go under, to a point where he wouldn't be able to immediately break out. As far as the duration, it's somewhat unsaid, but I believe it would at least last a couple hours. Now again, the poison will affect you, but just not as greatly. And I am sorry, but the rare nature of the materials needed to conjure such a potion have only granted me to make one. So you use it sparingly, and like Theo said, stay healthy.
Will do, Mr. Magoo.
And as Theo kind of, walks, back kind of in front and steps in front of you. Now, Terrag, I do have to thank you for your bravery in High Oak Forest. Is there anything you would like to say or anything you would like to expand upon the mission?
Yeah, it's all my fault, because I was trying to protect it, and in doing so, here we be.
Well, thank you for the responsibility, and again, thank you for your bravery. If you would be so kind as to remain in the castle, as I believe your friends should be arriving here shortly.
And so that is where we will end for tonight, as Theo has just informed Terrag of all of this and also given him some potions to potentially help him combat the strain that Abaddon has now put on his mind, as his soul prison shard has been damaged from coming back to High Oak Forest. And all his other companions are coming into the castle pretty much as we speak, and we will open up our next session with Theo kind of talking to them about this mission at hand and this proposal that he keeps referring to, and talking to Terrag as what he thinks may be an option for remedying the situation with Abaddon. Other than that, thank you guys so much. Take care and God bless.